Hey, what's up, cats and kittens? And shout out to all my Cerebralites. It is me, the Cerebral Diva, and I'm back with another episode of RealiTEA, and that's TEA because I give it to you scalding hot. So grab your cups, grab your saucers, gather around, and let's all partake in this libation of reality. But before you go another further, do yourself a favor, and while you're at it, please do me a solid. Take a second, hit that subscribe button, and once you've done that, take another second to hit that tiny little bell so you can turn on your notifications, and that way you'll be kept in the loop. So let's talk about Basketball Wives and the season finale and all the drama that went down between Jackie and Evelyn and Shawnee and Jen and Tammy and all the other girls who are in the mix. So now I'm going to be completely honest. I have been sort of sporadically watching Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop. I don't know, I'm just the plot lines, the plot twists are sometimes a little bit incredulous for me. It's hard to believe, so I'm just I find myself shying away from reality TV these days. Anyhow, with that being said, I happened upon this most recent episode of Basketball Wives, which was the season finale. And it was great to watch this episode because it sort of encapsulated everything that happened this season. So I basically got to watch everything that happened or the climax of what happened this season all in one episode. So it saved me a lot of time, which was great. So anyhow, for those of you who are not familiar with the season, just really quickly, so you'll know what I'm talking about, let me catch you up really quick. So basically, Jackie has this estranged daughter, Takari, whose son was burned. Evelyn donated money to the daughter via social media, and the two of them have been communicating back and forth via social media, much to Jackie's chagrin. And so that's created a very contentious relationship between Jackie and Evelyn and Jackie's daughter Takari because she doesn't want them communicating with one another because she doesn't like what it does for her public image. Now, isn't Jackie, first of all, let's talk about Jackie really quick. Jackie's public image is just damaged simply based on listening to her speak. You know, take Takari out the picture, take the burned grandson out the picture, take Evelyn out the picture, and let's just deal with her in terms of her education. You know, it blows my mind when you see these women on these reality TV shows who seem to have no business acumen, no educational credentials, no experience other than the fact that they've had body augmentation, and they believe that that's enough to warrant them starting a business in many cases. And it's crazy to me because Jackie, to me, if I were a woman who had that much money at my disposal, much of it would be used to educate myself, to edify myself, and not necessarily to buy new bags, new shoes, all of these things that really have no value in my personal opinion. But I don't know. So anyhow, so when Jackie's worried about her public image, go back and listen to all the malaprops. You know, listen to all of the dangling participles and the the poor conjugation. Just listen to her speak. And when you listen to her speak, you'll know that her public image was damaged long before this information about Takari ever came into the picture. Now, with that being said, in this particular instance, I'm going to say this. I'm Team Jackie. And I'm not Team Jackie because I agree with whatever relationship, whatever wrong she's perpetrated on her daughter as a mother. I just frankly believe it's nobody else's business. That is between Takari and Jackie. Let them work that out. She gave birth to her. Bill Cosby used to say, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. And I firmly believe that, regardless as to whatever issues Jackie and her daughter may have, ultimately, it's up to the two of them to work things out. And at a certain point, even as an adult, when you've been abused or mistreated, yes, those things damage you. Yes, those things can have a long-term impact on you. But at some point as an adult, you can't continue to blame your mother. You can't continue to blame your father. At some point, you have to take ownership and take stock in your own life and start making things happen on the level that you desire them to versus pointing fingers back and saying, this is why I am who I am. Yes, that definitely may have had an impact. Yes, that definitely had some influence. But ultimately, when you're able to discern right from wrong, up from down, left from right, you make choices in terms of the direction that your life goes. So at that point, it's no longer 100% on Jackie. But I feel like Evelyn, Shawnee, Jen, for the most part, are using Takari as a storyline. And she's playing right into their hands. You know, they're using her, and I mean, if she was smart, she would at the very least, stop communicating via social media and go do lunch with them, go for walks with them, and get some camera time of her own so that she can generate interest in Takari. Because right now she's just sort of this nebulous figure that we never see. But all of these women are really, because Evelyn gave her $3,500, to help with her son. But Evelyn is making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of Takari right now. Whether Takari realizes that or not, Evelyn didn't give you that $3,500, sweetheart. You earned it, and you earned it by selling out yourself, selling out your son, selling out your mom, and you look ridiculous. And so I think, frankly, you're being played, and you don't even realize it because you're so vengeful. If you want to exact some sort of revenge on your mom, i.e., Jackie Christie. Okay, do that. But I don't understand why it's necessary to bring in Evelyn and all of these other superfluous beings into the relationship. And frankly, I don't know why these other people want to be in their personal business. It's just not their business. And this is why, as much as sometimes I disagree with the way that Tammy handles conflict, one of the things I loved about Tammy in this particular episode was that she chose the unpopular side. You know what I mean? Because when when you look at every time that there's an issue on Basketball Wives or pretty much any reality show, it's usually split 50-50. There's three or four on this side and three or four on that side. And typically there's a side that's popular and there's a side that's unpopular. In this particular case, Jackie is on the outs. Jackie doesn't have the power. Shawnee is obviously on the side of Evelyn and Jen, and so they're creating sort of their own little group. And Tammy, even though she's close to Shawnee, is like, look, I'm riding with Jackie on this one. And I think that that's kind of dope because, Tammy could have easily chose to migrate over to, the popular side, so to speak, and sort of thumb her nose at Jackie like, ha, like, suffer as you may. It's not my fight. I don't want to have anything to do with it. But Tammy is riding with Jackie, and I really appreciate the fact that she's doing that. To me, that really speaks to her character because so many people would be concerned with their own financial well-being, their own social status, and would not want to be associated with Jackie because Jackie isn't she's not what's hot in the streets right now. So kudos to Tammy for at least showing loyalty in that particular instance. But all in all, I don't want to drag this video out too long because there's not really, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing that we see all the time. They go to dinner, they fight. They go to dinner, they fight. They go for a walk, they talk about reconciling whatever fight that they had, and then they go to dinner and they fight again. I mean, it's really the same formula that we see over and over and over again. So they haven't reinvented the wheel. There's really not a whole lot to talk about. I just think that people should stay out of Jackie's business. I think that they should leave her alone. No one's giving her a pass for being an unfit mother. I think that Jackie was probably, and this is something too that I don't think a lot of people, out of everything that all of these women have asked Jackie and all of the judgment that these people are perpetrating on Jackie, a woman who is, as Takara would say, a woman who is that abusive to her child, in most instances, has been abused herself. Hurt people hurt people. And I haven't heard anyone really ask Jackie about, her past, the things that may have happened to her that may have contributed to her making some of the mistakes that she's made as a parent. And let's face it, parents make mistakes, but making a mistake in parenting does not negate the fact that you love your child. Sometimes people are unfit as parents, but being unfit is not the same as being unloving. I do believe that Jackie loves her daughter. I do believe that she wanted the best for her daughter. I do believe that we grew up, Jackie is pretty old school, right? And even in the black community, there's a lot of colorism where, we think that lighter complected girls are more attractive than darker complected girls. But Malaysia Pargo, for one, to me, Malaysia is probably the darkest skinned girl on the show, and by my own personal estimation, I think she's the prettiest girl on the show. So Malaysia herself disproves that whole theory about colorism. Excuse me. But back to my point. there's a lot of things that we grow up hearing as people of color. Oh, she has good hair. And so Jackie is from that era. And so when your consciousness is permeated by that sort of toxic ideology and that those sort of thoughts, it's going to influence your parenting. You know, she's trying to create or um, help her daughter get to a place where she feels that her daughter will be more successful and have more opportunities in life. I don't think it was necessarily her trying to be hurtful or damaging to her daughter. She was parenting by in the best way she knew how. Now, when the rest of the kids came along, she was no longer a solo parent. Now she had Doug, and she had other people around her to help cultivate these children into being more well-rounded beings. Unfortunately, Takari didn't necessarily have the benefit of that early on, and she she suffered the brunt of it, you know, because she was the firstborn child. So, and not that that's an excuse, because I'm not here to make an excuse for abusive parents. I'm just saying sometimes abused parents can be coming from, they could have an abusive past of their own. Because once again, hurt people hurt people. So, having said that, the reunion special should be coming on next week, so that'll be pretty interesting. I'm gonna try to tune in. I make absolutely no promises, but in the event that I do, check back next week because I'll definitely be here with a recap of the reunion. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. And that concludes this episode. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and please share if you feel so inclined. Remember to follow me across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Also, remember, it is better to be pissed off than it is to be pissed on. And it's always, in closing, people, remember to live better, love harder, and think smarter. It is me, the Cerebral Diva. I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a great day. And as always, thank you for listening.